overtly abusive. It's what I call continuing the pattern. It's not a bad idea to have someone you trust to hold you accountable as well. Now, let's do some more relationship flag observation, okay? Do they make promises over and over again and not keep them? Do they make all the decisions at home? Does your voice matter? Does it have a place? Are you allowed to disagree without a huge argument or fight? Do they control all the money? Now, let me explain. This isn't the same as you both deciding that they're better with the money, so you split the household duties and they take care of the money, or you sit down once a month and make these decisions together, which I do recommend because it's a lot of responsibility to be the only one handling the money as well. That means you can't leave them with the responsibility and burden of it and totally check out of it, which I often see as well. You kind of see how things go, but this thing can go both ways. Another trait that might be a giveaway is, do you find yourself shutting out your friends and family, like I said I did in my relationship at that time? This can be you trying to hide or camouflage your relationship stress, and that's exactly what I was doing and not like taking a sincere, genuine look at it. Or does your companion tend to keep you from those relationships by maybe even subliminally complaining about each friend, having a problem with each friend, complaining when you're going out, complaining when you're home late. I was really wanting us to spend some time together, things like that, which can be low-level comments to keep you in their control. Like I said about my friend, does your friends tell you that you've changed, that you seem different? The biggest question to ask yourself is, how will I feel when my child starts to exhibit or speak to me the same way that your partner does, he or she? Children observe and they copy. And to talk about a really overused term, but I think it's worth talking about, it's called gaslighting. You've heard it, I'm sure, in reference to narcissists. It happens a lot in general. This is someone like our companion tries to convince you that you're not remembering things correctly, or like you have a conversation and you say later, express exactly what they said, and they deny it. And they try to convince you that you're not remembering, or you just made it up. And it causes you to question your own memory perception and ultimately your sanity. That's called gaslighting. And it is mental abuse, period. There's also what they call throwing you a bone or breadcrumbing you. This is when, they don't quite ever completely devote themselves to the relationship. They just give the bare minimum. Never taking you out. You guys are never really willing to go to your family's get-togethers or your friends, and just kind of present and available, and maybe not so available, actually. And then after a major abusive situation, or even minor, go into the honeymoon phase of the cycle of abuse, where they're so doting and complimentary and loving, and also what may cause you to question, if this is all in your head too, and it's designed to get you back in the grasp. So obviously I'm talking about some severe or intense unhealthy relationship dynamics. It doesn't have to be that extreme. It can be even low-lying. Or maybe you even find yourself being abusive in retaliation, or you're being the abusive one and they just shut down and stonewall you. This is all worth taking a look at, okay? And it helps to see a counselor. Ultimately, you should feed your well-being. Is the relationship good for you? It doesn't mean that fights and disagreements don't happen or won't happen, but it should be a smaller percentage of your time together. And I'm not saying happy times all the time. I'm saying that in the majority of it would be good times, content times, and a minority being the arguments, disagreements. And only you can judge that and if it meets your needs. Also, rough patches happen. Relationships evolve just like people do. I typically see rough patches in couples about every 7, 14, 21. It seems like it's an every 7-year occurrence. And it happens to all relationships. It's growing pains. Come in, see a counselor, help you to work it out, talk it out. If you guys can't seem to work it out on your own or it doesn't have a good outcome. Unfortunately, what I see is so many couples shut everything down. They don't talk about it. They're afraid to cause an argument, don't want it to be out of control. But the problem is that's never an answer. I would rather have a couple coming in arguing out loud because they're communicating than the ones who are very silent because they're afraid of having an argument. It is never a good idea. So, yeah, I hope this has been helpful. Just a small snippet about relationships. We'll go into some other topics at some other point. Narcissism, depression, anxiety, OCD, trauma bonding. There's so many topics. And of course, with our pandemic, anxiety responses are definitely prevalent right now. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, this is Tammy, Texas Desert Rose, signing out. You take care now.